everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hello, everyone. Please do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. This is P over here.
M over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together we are PM Artist Studio. Oh, I'm getting such crazy.
I need to get my barb bracelet in the right position. It's poking me.
Ooh, I'm making things fall down. It's very bright out today. There we go.
It is.
Your camera looks great today. Mine looks a little weird and fuzzy because of the lighting. But there we go. What are we doing today? All sorts of things. You want to show a lot of things. I'm turning this off. I'm already freezing to death.
Well, when I start
Yeah, when you start
glowing profusely,
yeah,
I don't sweat, Mariah. I glow.
I know. Yes.
Hey, check it out, folks. Can you see it? Can you see it?
And then here's the hilarious thing, and then I hear her chuckling in the other room. She's like, "Oh, that's hilarious." So the little bone thing has
Little dots.
and and sometimes it lines up with the eyeballs of the skull. That looks like kind of googly eyes. It's pretty hilarious. Funny stuff. I wonder if the little thing is dirty.
What little thing?
I'm gonna.
Oh, the little.
Hold on one
Well,
second.
here's a little cloth, that's made specifically for that purpose.
That's a little better. I think it's been touched.
Not by me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Now the air's off. I was kind of waiting for that to go away, and then we could, carry on with business. And who's what's it? All right, so today we're going to be doing, he's going to show you kind of where she's at with some things, and then we've got some Tweety business to get to. But let's say hello to everyone in the chat. Do say hello in the chat so I know that you are here. If you said hello earlier, still go ahead and say hello, because then you'll show up in my little participants thing. Do turn your chat over to live chat. That way you don't miss anything. If you want to hang out in the background, that is totally fine. But do give those thumbsy upsies, especially here in the beginning. So it lets people know, hey, we're live. Something's happening over here. You might like it too. Got all that? Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Top things today. We have Angela and Art Endeavors by Crafty Gal. Art Endeavors by Crafty Gal. Is that Yuta? I think so. That's what we figured out the other day.
I don't know if I was in on
She's
that
switching things up on me.
conversation.
Are Curious by MNW. That is Miriam. And we have Heather here. Barbara. We got Barbara Cabura and Barbara Poole. One here in Texas and one over across the pond. Carrie Griffith is here. Debsy, Diane, Eddie, Ellen B. Ellen, I emailed you. Would you please, I think, I don't know if the email went through, so that's why I'm asking. Effie, Gayla's here. She's here early. Look at her with bells on. Ginger Sparks, Griffin Shell, that's Rhonda, Jacqueline, Jeanette, Joni, Judy P, Julie Torrance is in the house. Loved your video today. Kathy's here. Linda, Lisa, Lori, Lydia. Maxine's here. Woohoo. Maya, Mitzi, Patricia, Patty, Penka, Sandra, Sandy, Silver Granny, that's Lynn, Sonia, Star Traveler, that's Linda, Susan Anderson, SWL, the Castilias, that is Kim, the Shelly Studio. Okay, Shelly Studio. Okay, I always mess this up, and I want to know, is it Margaret or Margle? Or do I have that completely wrong? Please do let me know, but wait until I get done saying the names, because I can't read the chat right now. Tina, Trish, Violet, Wendy, Willow Rose Creations, that is Sherry. All right, if you popped in at the top, then I am sorry. Denise, I think, popped in there. Isabel, wonderful. Okay, if I missed you, it wasn't on purpose. Hello, Colleen. Betsy. Did I say Betsy? I don't know if Betsy. All right, well, anyways, let me check this because I wanted to know. Did I get that stuff right? Hellos. That's funny. Eddie's twerking it. I don't know who he's twerking it with. Maybe Gayla? Yeah. Yep, Yuta is Crafty Girl. Alright, see, I remembered that from the other day. We're treating her like a new person. And Laura's here. Wonderful! Okay, and then I asked one other question, didn't I? Shelly Studio. I'm looking for that answer. You might have to say it to me. Margle. Okay, Margell. Okay. Margel. Margel. I got that now. Figuring out things all on a Tuesday. Hey, and Kirsten's here. Wonderful. Quite the crew. Come on, y'all. Give them thumbsy upsies. I'm seeing 44. There's
Wow.
70 something of y'all here. I know,
Yeah.
on a Tuesday. Blows my mind.
Who?
It's wonderful.
Who would
You guys
think
are
it?
awesome. Okay. Okay. Good deal. Yeah, Yutha says she doesn't mind being new. It's kind of like, after you show up to somebody's house for a while, they tell you, just grab a cup. You know where it's at.
If you've been here more than 3 times, your family.
That's right. You just
And
go
you're
in
on
there.
your own.
Yeah, you know where the water's at. Should I go topside?
Sure.
Okay. I feel like I'm forgetting things. Announcements. It is sort of the beginning of the month. If you didn't sign up for the swap, then,
I haven't checked my swappy partner.
I don't think she's announced that yet. Or maybe she has by now. Let me look at my thing. It tells me. Anne hooks me up with all this information. Thank God.
Isn't that the
I
truth?
know. Okay, let's see here. Announced. And then swap partners were announced on the 8th. So,
It's been a
you need
while.
to get over there and look.
Well, sometimes I just happen on that, and I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to look.
It's in the featured area.
So people just send me that stuff because I'm special.
No, that's right. Okay. Somebody send it to P because she's special. Please. And thank you for taking care of her.
It is most appreciated, I assure you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, swap announcement went out last Saturday. Wasn't that long ago.
I don't know if I got a notice.
P didn't get her special treatment.
I didn't get my special notice in the mail. Little
Yeah.
hurt.
It's in
Little-
even Joni
little
says,
hurt.
feature section, P. It's in the feature section.
Yeah, that's
Oh, Lori Paul. Okay, that's why she says, it's me. Okay.
what,
Lori Paul.
is my swap partner?
Uh-huh. We've said
All
things.
right, well, what colors does she like?
Oh, we're not doing that here in the chat. You guys can chit-chat about things in the background there. All right, I'm going topside.
I have the croup again. I crouped all night.
It's allergy related. I know that it is because her and Brad, about the same time, his poor little face just starts dripping and puffing up and doing things. And then this one gets all coffee. I had a little bit of sore throat thing. It went away. So whatever thing is blooming out there.
Probably that business of potting.
Potting. We potted some things outside.
And my
So
big
topside.
trigger is dust and mold. And there may have been some of
There's
that.
probably a whole lot of that going on.
And I cleaned out all that stuff in that one pot that had all those old.
Well, yeah, and Brad power washed the deck a little. I'm sure that stirred up some things.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't really power wash it. Just kind of gave it a little washing. And it's just covered in that, pollen.
Filmy pollen stuff.
It's that time of year.
He probably
Things are
shouldn't have
green.
been doing that. I don't have a reaction to pollen. That's what I'm saying anymore.
Lori says she will PM you later.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you something in the mail.
Okay.
I found dead bugs in my cup.
They've been
I
drinking.
wiped them out. I guess might have been a little smidgen of something left in there, and they were dipping their wicker bill and got drunk and died in the bottom of my cup.
That's one way to go.
Oh wow, worse,
Yeah,
Could be a splot on the paper.
you could.
They died happy.
Mm-hmm. In good bourbon.
Absolutely.
Not in the cheap stuff.
Life's too short for
Oh.
crappy sheets and bad liquor.
You need a cold bag on your head and a warm one on your chest. That's what Miriam says.
Well, I think we got a couple of those. I found another one when I cleaned up.
Mm-hmm. There we go. All right, can we get on to some already talk things?
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Are we
Topside.
topside?
Yes.
we're good to go. All right. Well, I'm going to start talking then.
Do it.
All right. Well, I got some things to show you, and I had a chat with Fran just a few minutes ago on the, you know, that thing on the side of Facebook. Okay, Fran, here it is. Look. All right. Now, I didn't do anything else to this because right now it's a little bit, you know, loosey-goosey. But depending on what I put on it, that loosey-goosey business may go away. What?
Gayla says, PM, loved the studio tour, except now I no longer worry about you having enough paint. Yeah.
It probably was a big mistake. I wanted everybody to think that I was, like, paintless.
So that way, yeah, she could get all the colors she wants.
I do.
I tell you all the time, she doesn't need any darn paint. But she's very happy.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very happy with my latest haul of paint, too. And I'm loving on that turquoise. I did use some of this turquoise. And
well, that one came from Deb.
Yeah.
No.
I know. I'm okay. So here is a little. I don't know. Probably some of you already know this. I did not know it. See that blue line around there? Well, that's one of these jobbers. Don't use these. It says permanent, but that's podunky.
Well, it's permanent in the fact that it permanently keeps showing up.
Yeah, permanently keeps showing up. Yeah, it's a real regular visitor. That's 2 coats of gesso. Why did I do that? Well, because what I did was I traced around it. Then I went on the outside because I thought, well, I need to leave room for it to fit on. Are you saying hi to you?
Lisa. She's heading to an appointment, but she wanted to say hello to everyone. Hello.
Hello, Lisa.
We love you. We miss you, and I hope you're getting squared away.
Yeah. So, anyway, well, I may have, you know, slightly overshot my mark there. Because I did it, you know, this is where I should have had Mariah do this because she's much more exacting and she can see much better than I can. And if I don't have all the lights on like here today, then I sometimes don't see. But anyway, it's got a bit of wobble room. I don't think that's a problem.
No, I think it's a good thing in this.
Because it's going to be sitting, you know, and just, you know, I don't know. And I haven't decided what to cover it with yet. Fran asked me that. But you know what I thought would be kind of cool, Fran? Is to go ahead.
I don't think Fran's here yet, but you can talk to her like she is. Are you here yet? Violet's here. Where's Fran?
Violet, tell Fran to get her butt over here. I'm talking about this right. I'm not going to talk about it anymore till she shows up.
And hello, Mary. Mary came in.
Okay, well, I'll talk about my gesso. Well, Fran's, you know, collecting her thoughts. And I know she's somewhere close to her computer because she just talked to me.
Well, she probably got distracted and started doing some other things.
She probably did. Well, anywho, this is a 32 ounce, 1 quart.
It arrived and she goes, I didn't think it was that big.
And this is the Joe Miller signature. This is from Cheap Joe's. This is his stuff that he
Good old Joe.
Good old Joe. It is. And I mean, this is some good stuff. The reason I prefer this is because it's nice and chalky. Some of that gesso, and I can't remember which one it is.
Oh, especially.
So I'm not going to say.
Well, that one stinky stuff
Is shiny.
Slicky.
Slicky. And it's terrible to
Oh yeah. Oh, Julie. Yeah, she's taking notes. You need this stuff. It's fantastic.
I mean, this is it's some of the best gesso that I've ever
And I haven't
used.
noticed the smell, so that's also.
As far as doesn't smell like anything. Okay, so
Fran's here now.
Fran, are you here?
Yeah.
Okay,
We
good.
paused for you, Fran,
I paused for you.
because she wasn't going to say it again.
Yeah. Here's my box. Here's my box.
Oh. Was that the one that you did have covered and you just decided to
Yeah, I decided I was going to
start over?
Yeah, because I didn't have enough stuff that went with it, so I had to.
Fair enough.
And I don't know how many I did total yesterday, but it was definitely more than 10 more of this. And y'all, I am here to tell you, the stuff that we had happening the other day was magical. I could not get any of that to happen when I did it again. How it would come off. Look at this box now.
It was a magical day.
A little, you know how some of it comes off on the stencil?
I'm just happy it happened during a live stream. Y'all
No
got
kidding. What?
Thank you, Gayla. Gayla gave some super chat money. She says, go ahead and buy another tube of paint.
Bless you.
She's
nice
got a
to
list.
have.
She always says, well, I didn't get everything I wanted, but I got most of it.
Sometimes I just, you know, kind of.
I didn't know if I needed that right now.
Yeah. But anyway, Carrie, I want you to notice I signed it and dated it. But this, and I am so glad that I use this on this, because, you know, when you do these things and they just seem to be happy and you're just going along, and pulling things off and going, hey, hey, and then you try it the next day and it's like, that ain't happening.
The box is awesome. I was like, wow, that's cool. And then we decided, so show them the other one.
Yeah. Okay.
It's got a friend.
This one, I think, has a definite batik vibe to it. And this one, Mariah mentioned this one. She says, Mom, it looks like pottery that we saw in Santa Fe.
Yeah. I don't know the tribe name or style. I'm sure one of you guys, if you want to put that in a chat, that would be really awesome. I didn't have time to look it up or anything. But I know that my dad and Liz had a few pieces, and it just really has that feel to it.
Well, I don't know that it necessarily, I didn't get that, but I feel like it at least looks more pottery than it does batik.
And what did that start out as?
I think it was either apple juice or...
I think it's about right for the apple juice one.
I think it was apple juice.
Because it's the one that has like a picture thing.
Yeah, and I'm just telling you right now, when you get ready to cut those things, do be careful. The reason that this is purposefully kind of weirded out is because it was really hard to cut. So I just made it, you know, dip down. But see how it works?
Carrie says he thinks that it happened because the black had been applied to the stencil in the same stream, so it was not fully dry. Remember
but I tried that. I did do the black over it.
And you had a new stencil.
I had a new stencil.
Which you have a new stencil again today.
I do have a new stencil now. But what I'm going to do with this one, since it's such a lovely matte black, and it really, you know, it's got a lot of colors on it. And then you can see the inside is this color. Which, you know, I've got that on the...
Oh, yes. This is Block Runes. And it's by Paula King. Oh, yeah. This one's been out for a little while.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is to cover this, you know, kind of like I did stars for my pockets. Cover this with tissue. And I haven't decided. I think it needs to be a just plain color, flat color. Then glue the tissue paper to the side, to it here, and make a, you know, tube, and put a little nightlight inside of it so that it glows out. And I think it would make lovely, lovely designs on the walls. But that's where I'm going with this stencil. Mariah did very nicely make me another one. But I'm very proud of these little boxes. I think they're, and you know, this is the one that held my pirated tapes. They're not tapes. CDs. Pirated CDs.
Are you admitting to?
Yeah, they don't work sometimes they don't work in your CD player. It says does not recognize. Yeah, I don't know if that's intentional or otherwise, but I have some of those.
Yes, battery operated light, not a naked flame. She doesn't need fire, especially with that Izzy RAM.
No. Oh, I've already got it figured out, because they make little night lights that just, you know, stick up in the air like that. Cord comes back.
You know.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and then about the pottery. So it was mentioned maybe Pueblo pottery, but then Anne says she thinks it's more like Anasazi.
Anastasia.
Anasazi.
Mm-hmm.
Not Stasi.
I would definitely go for that. Because they did have very stark, very symbolic, not representational necessarily. They were very abstract. So that certainly could be. Okay, now let me just tell you what else happened here. All right, so this down here, this part, the bottom part, was kind of a bluish color.
Well, show them the other print.
Well, I
Because
don't
it has a friend. It's in that stack. Oh, we're there. Yeah, you have some pieces.
All right, this is what color it originally was. See, can you visualize that? Which I liked it. But then I thought, you know, I don't know that I like it with that.
Mm-hmm.
So all I did was take my washout. This is why I tell you don't throw these things away. Transparent red iron oxide washout, which I just filled it up. I didn't fill it up with water. I don't know how much water it has.
That's right. So yes, exactly. You she says need to buy two. One stencils, one's for stencil and one for home decor. And then what's cool is you can make other things that match your light.
Because look, I mean, this all now goes together.
Yeah, it's all matchy.
Matchy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I had these, and I'm really glad I kept them. But I'm going to send them on to some lucky person in one of our giveaways. I've got them all collected here, the little pieces
lovely.
and parts. And that's a really good one.
Because as she said, I mean, these are kind of special because she wasn't even able to repeat it so far.
Yeah, I'm hoping to sometime in the future. But what I did on these is I cut these out. I'm going to repeat that. I cut these
She fussy cut.
out. But they had enough layers of paint on them that they weren't so very wobbly.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if they were
They
frilly.
were pretty stiff.
Nice.
So,
Hey,
yeah.
Sharon. Hey, Paula. Paula's here now. We've been showing your rooms. P's gonna make a lamp, a night light, with a battery operated little light.
I'm going to plug it into the wall with a long extension cord.
Oh, you want to plug her in her?
I want to plug her in. That battery operated crap is just...
Well, and then the baby will haul off with it if it
Yeah.
not
If it ain't
tethered
nailed
down.
down somewhere, she will.
She'll be like, ooh.
But anyway, I'm very proud of these. Now, one thing before we go off, because I prepared a little exemplar for you. All right, this is the color. This is the washout of the transparent red iron oxide over. When I get through with my gesso, I just do it my brush on whatever piece of cardboard that's
like a dry
handy.
brush.
Dry brush it off, get as much off there as I possibly can so that, you know, it's not going into the water system. All right, now, I'm hoping this is going to show up. Here is the art, or the Deco Art multi-purpose sealer. I'll show you this stuff right here. This is this stuff. I don't know where this came from. Van had this, so it's some stuff that he uses. But what I want, okay, can you see it? It has a tendency to yellow.
Yes.
Which, that's not going to bother me because, I mean, I have a yellow base here. But that could be a deal breaker for you.
Yeah, especially if you had blue stuff and then all of a sudden it starts turning a little greeny.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, it's
Here-
Rune Blocks. R-U-N-E. I'll put a link in. Sorry. It's not like I
And
can't
this
do that.
this right here is the clear textured gesso, which I'm going to use on this one because I think I want it to look fabric-y. I don't want it to be shiny. I want this one to have just a luster to it. So I'm holding off. I haven't decided if this is the one that I want to use because it's really not all that shiny. But I know, remembering that pottery does have a clear kind of patina to it. And I'm not sure if it's just because of age or if that was an intentional thing or whatever. So let's just do a real quick test here. Because,
I
you
got
know,
it.
When
I got
you
it.
spend that much time on something, because I've spent hours on these. You know, not just making the print, but then going ahead and getting the right print on there and all of that good stuff. I'm going to take this stuff.
Well,
off.
and Gina, most gesso is going to have sort of a a sandy feel to it. Like if that's what you don't like, then this gesso would not be for you because it is chalky. Like it's
It has tooth.
Yeah.
And the reason it does is because you want your paint to grab onto it. Mm-hmm. And usually your gesso is an undercoating.
yeah, it's the, as Lori Marie Jenkins says, it's the underpants.
Underpants. All right, here's the clear gesso. And I'm going to put it on this one over here. And that's exactly how I do it. Now, usually I use a brush, but... And, you know, I probably got way more out there than I really needed. But I wanted it to be a
goodly amount.
A goodly amount, so that you could see. Okay, this is the multi-purpose sealer. Give it a shake, shake, shake.
Oh, Eustace, so if the juice container has tissue on it, you could put a tea light in it too. Because it was a clear juice container.
Yeah.
I don't know, because there's enough layers on it now, especially like with the gesso, that you probably wouldn't be able to see through it. But it might kind of glow up nice. That's what I think she's
Oh no, it's way past that.
It's not glowy.
It will not glowy because it has multiple layers of. All right, now we'll just leave that be for a while, and remember that this one. There's my. I can never find that darn thing when I want it. This is the Deco Art. And this is the Montmartre. Clear, and it does say texture.
Yeah.
Gesso.
It's not the Texas gesso. Texture.
But you can already see that this is going matte and this is going shiny.
Yeah. Well, that'll be fun to look at again later, too.
Okay, it will. Just don't let me forget, Mariah.
Okay. Y'all in the chat also remind me, because...
And I was going to change, but I just had so many things going on that I did not get that done. I apologize. Okay. Now, one other thing that I wanted to talk about very quickly here is, and you've watched me do this before, it's the rubbing stone. All right, when this starts to feel just, it's not sticky, but you can tell that it's still got,
Come on.
here comes our kitty.
Come on.
You can still tell that it has a little bit of give to it. And the reason I do this is to check and make sure that I have all the air bubbles out. Because if you don't, and that one place is sticking up where it's kind of, you know, popped up because it has stuff underneath it and whatnot, then this is either going to rub them out. Or, and I had to do this, and I'm going to try to find the place. It's either there or there. I don't know. It was on one of the sides right next to where it starts bulging out. I had to come in because it had a big air bubble and I couldn't get it to come out. So I know that it didn't have any of the adhesive underneath it. All you do is you just take your little pointy tool, pokey tool, and you poke some holes in it. Then you go over it, or I did, with this and rub it in, so that this gets down in that hole, and all of a sudden you don't have that puffy thing again. Just a little trick, trick of the trade. I used to do that with my bracelets, and I would always do this with my bracelets. So you do get a kind of, it rubs it out and it makes it into kind of a satiny finish. You can get a lot of the wrinkles that, you know, it's just going to make it a lot more. I wish you could feel it. It's very smooth.
Oh, you want me to feel it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's very smooth. Hold it up into the technology and show them, and give them a little Yeah.
And it's very interesting because as I turn this and the light hits it just right, you can see that kind of blue shimmer that was in the original.
Mm-hmm. I love it. It just picks up just enough of it, but toned it back.
Yeah. And then on these, what I had done is I'd messed up a really nice print and it went dark on me. So what you see here is, and I'll show you the...
So it's just a smoothed out stone, like a
okay, you
polished
can see,
stone, right?
Yeah, it's just, yeah. I don't...
Hold it up into so they can kind of see it.
And it's really a lovely little stone because my thumb fits right here, and these 3 fingers fit on the other side, so I get a nice... And you know, you're not bearing down, so it's a nice...
It's a nice little stone.
Yeah, nice little stone. Look for rubbing stones when you're out and about. All right, here's what I cut it from. But you can see the background. I went ahead and did a... Oh, what should I do with that? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what. A crackle thing. You know how I crunch up the tissue paper.
Oh, and if you want to post that, Carrie, in Makers, that would be really awesome. So he found he said that he's found if he ever uses the clear texture gesso to add the tooth, but then finish the piece with, he has an acrylic varnish that seems to cancel out the gritty feel. He does that to his ATCs. So he's going to hopefully he'll post that to Makers for us all.
Well, I want mine to stay kind of gritty because I want it to simulate fabric.
Yeah.
So, you know, then you have an option. And I like options. Okay. A little stone back in its little spot so I don't have to hunt for that because I don't use it often. But when I do, I want it. All right, so back to this. I can still add another little piece of inside here if I need to. So I'm not concerned about that.
But I don't think if you cover the inside and cover the outer part of the box, I think it's gonna be tight enough.
And I think what I'm going to do is Fran's sea urchin. I'm going to stamp on the top.
Oh, the goddessy one. Oh, the flower urchin.
The flower urchin.
Stamp.
I think that will be perfect for the round.
Oh, we kind of need. We should have Brad do the nautiluses that have the goddess nautilus.
Yes.
Goddess nautilus.
Goddess nautilus. Absolutely.
As a stamp.
Yeah, that would be a good one. I've asked for the skull also. All right, so anyway.
Are you going to get Tweety with it?
Tweety with what? Tweety with what? Oh, yes. I am.
I knew it'd click here in a second.
Not quite yet.
Okay, not yet.
Not quite yet. All right, so I need to decide what stencil to use on this, and probably low contrast. I don't want a lot of pattern showing up here because I really want to create this focal point on the top, and I will show you that at another time. And this is just another little container that I did at the same time.
Very nice.
So, there we go. Put those back there. Now, okay, so obviously the reason this showed through, I can just tell you right now, is because Mariah had sprayed it. And that spray, sometimes the sprays come through.
Yes, indeedy they do.
They come through. They just keep on giving. And I don't know how long it's going to keep on giving, but I will give this another coat of gesso. Just not right now.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure everybody was just waiting for you to paint some gesso on.
Have them all laid out here so that you can see my rainbow. Oh!
It's 32 ounces.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to put that away. And we're going to put that away. I don't really know where that's supposed to go. I don't know if it has a home. All right, the one that I'm missing here is red. I've got some marvelous purples.
Diane.
I've got blues, I've got greens, I've got yellows and oranges, but I need a red. So I thought, well, what I will do is I will just go over this with red. But I don't know if it's going to be the same, because what's going to happen is red is going to show up on the little shape, and that will be the only one that has that. So I may just have to, you know, keep plugging away and trying to get a red. And I don't know if my attention span's that long. I don't know if I'm into the rainbow thing, but I might be.
It was an idea.
It was an idea. So I'll just put that in the box.
And you're thinking about doing that with that box?
Uh-huh.
If you can get the red right.
Yeah, if I can get the red right.
Yeah.
I know. Such is life, such is life. Okay, where are we here? Get that out of here. Oh!
Apple.
I wanted to show you this, because this is the result of all of those prints that you just saw, plus some more. Isn't that wonderful?
I thought it was black. Or did you pull that one?
I already pulled that one. Didn't I? Maybe, maybe not. No, that's a skull.
Now what's that?
I don't know.
There it is.
Oh, here it is. Look at that. Now, see? You can see. I don't know.
Are you gonna pull that? Do you need that
Oh,
plate?
yeah. I might need it, because we're doing tweets. But I have to think about what I want.
That's the one. Okay. All right. Ooh, so let's slow down here a second. So the one that has the tissue on it was the one from the stream the other day.
Yes. This is the one that I did.
You tried to get.
Tried to get doing rainbow prints.
Well, first thing is you started off with a completely different color.
I certainly did. And see, that's instructive.
See, and that's what Carrie was saying. Not that he necessarily knew that, but he knows things.
He does. But also remember, that was a virgin stencil.
Mm-hmm. There could be something to that, too.
Could be.
Because here's the thing. If you have paint built up on the stencil, you're going to need more time for that paint to sort of reactivate.
Well, and the thing about it is when you paint, go paint to paint, remember, a
It
lot
doesn't
of times
stick as much.
you don't, it doesn't, it's not going to, you know, have the problem we're having right now, which is, well, if I tear this, I'm just
So this is then also
so mad at myself.
a pro check, you know, checking the pros and cons of cleaning your stencil as you kind of go, or keeping them clean. Because if you want to get things like what she's getting right now, a clean stencil is going to have a better opportunity to create that situation.
Because I think what I did is I started off with white. I'm pretty sure. And then I went immediately and I redid it, the whole plate, with kind of that gray. And there was still some of the mucky white stuff on there. You know, there are so many ways that you can just... And it's just these little nuances that create this wonderfulness, as opposed to that boring stuff that's on the other one.
I still think the other one's quite good.
I wish you could smell it. My plate still smells like vanilla. It's so jazzed.
I can actually smell it.
Anyway, I really do. I love this. I love this print. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh, yes. So Judy P is going to be working on a bowl thing. I think that definitely, please video that. That sounds fantastic.
And look at this wonderfulness down here at the bottom. Okay, I'm going to try to work
It's kind of like sort of like an archaeological dig that shows, you know, the layers of different things that were happening.
But it's so wonderful. Okay, I'm going to try to avoid that so that I don't mess that up. But I'm going to take this one on the bottom here
Aw.
off so I can stay. I'll just stay low.
Stay low.
Stay low.
Or if you flip it, stay high.
Okay, I'm getting it kind of hot again.
I'll turn. Well, that's because you're hitting your bourbon a little there, lady. But I'll turn it on for a minute. You just got to speak louder.
I'm starting to, you know.
Why do I not understand your
glow.
phone anymore?
And not in a good way.
Getting glowy.
Getting glowy.
I wish we could just tell it to, like, blow at a half speed. Fan is just, you know, it's either off or on.
Yeah, it's like a Volkswagen. Okay, I need a bit of... a little sip of water there.
Oh, Joni has a, she has a fabric bowl. I kind of remember that, yeah.
What is
We
that?
should try to move that up to the top of the chat, or in the, you know, feed. You know, Facebook feed in Makers. She made a fabric bowl, but Judy's on a, you know, she's got some ideas about making one too. I think you're prompting some ideas with your vessels.
Oh, yes, with these things. So you guys are going to actually use fabric.
Yeah, Judy was talking about that.
Well, I'll tell you what. I know that you can. I know that you can.
And now Anne wants to print some fabric and turn it into a bowl.
There you go. Okay, this is getting pretty dry.
Oh, good. Yeah, the, you know, mowers show up next door and the air's on. This should be a fantastic time. We'll speak up.
Okay, can you see it?
Oh, yeah. See the shiny? No shiny.
Shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Shiny, not shiny. I don't know that this is the... I do love it, though, because can you see how it picks up on the little brush strokes and imperfections in the... I think it's going to be perfect. I really do. It's not so shiny that it's
Ooh.
annoying.
We've never done that.
What?
Use double-sided tape to clean your plate, and then that way you can then tape it down to something.
Oh.
We even have some of that big fat stuff.
Oh.
Okay, are you cooled off?
What?
Are you cooled off?
Not yet. Just come on.
I know.
35 seconds ago.
I should have worn my sweater. I didn't know.
There's a blue flowered shawl there if you're really desperate.
Go with my outfit. I might have to go over there and grab a scarf.
Well, you can do that.
Okay,
All right,
just talk loud.
Getting rid of this. The 32-ounce Joe Miller Signature Series gesso. As it's in the way and it's really heavy.
Joni, she needs like cool air. It can't just be a little air blowing on her.
Oh yeah, I don't want just recirculated
Hot air.
Normal air.
Hate when hot air is blowing on me.
Yeah, I hate when hot air is blowing on me. I really hate it. I when Izzy sleeps with me and she likes to be right on you.
Mm-hmm.
And then her little hot breath.
Yeah. She does not mind being like in your face.
No. That's where she wants to be. And she says, You are not snuggling me like my mommy does, Gigi.
Oh, here Anne says she used to clean her plate with the tape, but then she gave up on it. It just ended up being a snarled tape mess. I think that's probably how it would go around here. Maybe.
Oh, the double-sided stuff?
Because let's see if you're...
Sometimes I have trouble with just the single-sided stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's my new stencil, which I'm not going to use now because I need to move on. You know me, though.
Yeah.
I get into something and it's just like, all right, so we've got... the name of these is not something that is easy for me to remember.
Hairy violets, y'all.
Hairy violet.
Those of you that hang out over there at Fran on the Edge, you know, Mad Frankie and Igor, that's Violet. They've been showing the hairy violets for a while. But now they are officially in the shop and available for everyone to own their own family of hairy violets.
Your own family.
I'm gonna post that link. Look at me doing things. Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on. Hold my drink.
Hold the beer.
That's funny. That makes me
I really do think I'm going to like this.
The shiny?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
But I also like this one. Oh, well, I'll decide that much later. Hey, Fran, did you see my shirt?
Did you see that, Fran?
It's Michael Deming.
Here's what she said to me. She said, Fran's just gonna herself. She said other words, but I'm not gonna say that.
Okay, do we want these to be purple birds?
Oh, I like
Yes, we do.
purple birds.
Purple birds.
There you go.
We want something, well, it either had to be really, really dark or what?
There he goes. Squirrel. Yeah. The shirt.
Oh.
Squirrel. She didn't squirrel, she sculled. See that skull over
A
there?
skull.
Just-
Oh, I have to show you my... Well,
She has been sculling.
been working on the skull, right? But check this out. This was totally...
Woo, that is bright. Woo! I mean, it turns you like green.
Do you see it? Do you see it? It underneath here is that the dragonfly stuff.
Oh, Jamie says she loves Michael Deming.
Yeah, I got this shirt because I thought it was awesome. I've been buying shirts lately.
Well, a lot of yours are kind of sad, so it's
Yeah,
understandable.
they are. It takes a while to. All right, so I had that one, and then I did a rub off, and then I just did a flop off. Look at that.
Ooh, he kind of looks like he's steaming off
I
some.
know. Look at that little hairy thing there. Whoosh, sucking out his soul.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some other little ghosty things down here. And actually, if you look up here, you can see a semi flop off from another skull.
Oh, it is. Oh.
Yeah.
That one might be kind of fun to collage on.
I thought so too.
Really? Look at us
I
having the
thought
same
so, too.
ideas. I like that.
I don't know. But look at this. Isn't this wonderful?
Oh, hello, Carolina.
Okay. Back to business here.
Yeah.
Quirky birds.
Actually, I think that's originally what she named them, but it transformed into hairy violets. They're hairy violets.
Is that like Harry or Hairy?
Hairy.
You're describing them rather than naming them. So it has nothing to do with like Harry Belafonte or...
No, it's not Harry as in a dude's name.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
good to know.
It's like Harry, like Fluffy.
Okay, well, I'm getting mighty close to having to do something about this, but it ain't there yet. Hello, birdies! Now remember, get your paint down in there. Don't be afraid to, add a little pressure. What are you laughing
I'm
at?
just chuckling. There's things happening in the chat that I'll tell you about later.
Why can't you tell me right now?
Because it's stuff I don't want to read out loud.
Oh. Oh, are they being slightly inappropriate?
Well, slightly. I mean, kind of. But it's right there on the edge. But I'm just going to leave it in chat.
This just makes me so angry when that happens. You know, those little places which are where all the interest lies are not becoming, part of the... I want to make sure we get their little toenails because I do love those toenails so much. Now I'm pulling stuff off instead of putting stuff on, which we don't want to do. Got to move along at a rather...
And we will send the outer bits with the hairy violets. We did show them the other day and said that we would be doing stuff with it.
Hopefully we are still wet enough. Damn it. We're going to get some...
Now, what are you doing with this?
I don't know. I just like the silhouette.
Oh, okay. You did that well.
Other than a few wrinkles in there, a little.
No, that's all right.
Yeah. Alrighty. There we go.
I agree with that, Mary. That's how you create a silhouette.
That's
Using your outer bits.
Using your outer bits. Then you can come in and you can do some, you know, kind of fancy stuff and either cut them out or glue them down to another piece of paper because then they'll cut better.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And then then you could draw on them and do all kinds of little things. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Put them on sticks and do a little show.
Yeah. Oh, Izzy'd be all about that.
Oh, she would. She loves the little puppets of any sort.
I want some of this stuff to show up out here, but I'm not keen on these little straight lines because they kind of like
the
everybody's
blocks.
gonna go. Oh yeah, well I know what happened there.
That was a newbie.
Rookie move.
Rookie move.
Rookie move.
We had a client tell us that once.
There we go.
Brad and I now every once in a while go, well, that was a rookie move. Sometimes it's just an unforeseeable situation. Because there are many factors.
Unforeseeable. Alright, so now we have, where are the rest of our little chickies? Ah, there they are.
Yeah, I think so, Gina. I think you might have a better chance of getting it looking glossy if you put it as a top coat. Agreed. Rather than mixing it in with the paint. Because sometimes if a matte paint is very matte, getting it to gloss is...
Oh, yeah.
You know, to mix it into the paint is going to be kind of iffy.
Yes. Because it's hard to control that. You know, how much do you add? Well, I don't know. Just depends. Because some paint is just naturally kind of luminous and others is not. Okay, well I've got these in their nice little wrapper thing here. But what I'm going to do first here...
Yes, Gina, she did. Or it really was that satin, the... is it the Liquitex?
Deco Art.
No, when you did it on the plate and you got like the full...
Oh yeah, that was, I'm pretty sure that was Liquitex. Yeah.
Well, but it was the medium, the slow drying medium that created that sheen. The satin sheen. I swear it was just a couple of streams ago. It wasn't that long ago.
I don't remember putting that down straight on the thing. I usually mix that with paint. It was at
my request. Remember, it was the bad day stream. She's blocked it out of her mind.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Trying to get everything out of this one that I possibly can.
Yes.
It's not super uber expensive, but you know.
Don't waste the paint.
Don't waste the paint. And what I may do, speaking of...
Hello, Eva.
Get a little bit of that down there. So I've got a bit of maneuverability. That probably should have mixed that in with the early paint, but you know, we'll see how this works. Now we do have some kind of purple stuff going on there, which we're just not going to worry about that. Just going to stay down here because remember that really nice area up there. We'll save that for a special occasion. Just smoothing it out a little bit. Trying not to put...
Yeah, you got some zigzags there from your...
brayer marks on the... See? There's some little ghosty things going on there.
Some ghosty violets.
Ghosty violets.
You don't know if they're hairy because they're ghosty.
Okay. Now, I was working on this the other day. And sometimes, I know that this one's got to go over here simply because I want her coming in rather than, you know, heading out to go shopping.
For more Kleenex.
Oh, did you see those little claws dig into that?
It did.
Bad bird.
Bad bird.
Bad bird.
And welcome to those of you that are coming in. Do say hello in the chat so we can say hello
here's
back.
Grandpa, and you know, he's trying to join the fun.
Mm-hmm.
The fun. We must get the little one in here. Put him over here by Grandpa because he's going to take him to the store. I don't know. These guys and their hairdos.
They take up a lot of space.
They do. And I want this one here because he's very grumpy looking. Oh, no.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
That's going to work.
Just don't brayer too crazily.
And I'm not going to put this one on there because when they go off the page, a lot of times that's where you have your little oopsie doopsies. Oopsie doopsies. All right. Give them a little bit of a mush down without trying to take off. See, this is what's nice about having your... Okay, I'm going to have to remember to do that because see where those little overlappies are there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're already trying to flip up on me. Okay, we're just going to carry on here.
Yeah?
Pretend like, you know, we know what we're doing.
Everyone pretending? Good. Give those thumbsy upsies if you haven't already.
That is Jenkins Green and a bit of Orvert.
Er?
There.
Oh, goodness. That was a stringy one.
Yeah. I think that's more of a boogie. I'm just going to throw that one away. There was no...
Miriam's pretending. Wonderful.
No, oh, holy cow, look at that. How wonderful is that?
Oh, yes.
Got us some green birds.
Well, I don't know how much green's going to show up. I don't... It's going to be interesting with the layering of this. What's going to happen.
Well, we're not going to pull them off. This is going to be a long haul.
Oh.
Long haul.
All right. Strap in, everyone.
I mean, you know what? Take all that time and energy in figuring out placement of everything and then just pull it off.
I don't know.
Yeah, see? Me either. Now, we're going to go black right away because I think Carrie might be onto something. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah. I wouldn't say that's going black right away, but, you know, they're still new stencils at this point.
Well, they're looking mighty fine.
Or masks. Technically, these are masks.
We'll look at them at the end.
Yes. Wonderful.
Okay, I got to get this.
That's good. I love it. I will do that, Deb.
What is it?
We're going to call this stream the long haul technique.
The long haul technique. There you go. All right, we have some, and this is from MJD, and I'm pretty sure that's from Anchorage, Alaska.
Well, yeah, and that was when Michaels went by that. And it's been a while.
Yeah. All right, now remember we decided we wanted to be a little bit juicier.
Yeah, you name a technique and a stream in one move. It's professional.
So this is the fluid acrylic. It's not high flow. It's just fluid. Whoa!
That makes me nervous.
But it just juices it up a bit.
The long haul likes it juicy.
Come on now. We gotta get down in there and get those pearls. I just love those pearls.
The glasses and the pearls are just fantastic.
Every time I look at them, they just make me chuckle. Oop! Getting a little wild there.
Yeah, it might be a whole little room, whole section.
What is it?
The naughty chair.
Oh, we got some naughty chairs going on there? Mm-hmm. Have they been timed out?
No, it hasn't gotten to that. So, Colleen. Yeah, it's more of the lounge. Like, kind of the upper deck, you know?
Good. Well, you have good vantage point there.
Yeah, you got to see everything. Make the naughty comments.
Izzy went to the movie with her dad, and they sat in the balcony seating. And she was very...
Oh, yeah, she was real impressed with that. Yeah, exactly, Violet. I like that.
I just love the droll look of Grandma. Ah, this is looking good.
Okay.
Looking good.
Yeah, that paint has a smell to it.
The Mars?
Well,
it's old.
Yeah. Kind of has an old paint smell to it.
Ghosty birds.
Yeah, get that one little cloud over by Grandpa. There you go. I think so, Carrie.
What is it?
It's pretty much like most of the chat is the, naughty section, and then there's just one or two chairs for the ones that are acting appropriately. Hello, Charmaine! Those of you that are coming in, do give those thumbsy upsies. We very much appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, stick around, hang out. We're a friendly bunch. Say hello to the chat. We'll say hello back. If you want to hang out in the background, that's totally fine, but do subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.
Did Fran say anything about my shirt? Did she notice it?
Yeah, she loved it.
Well, you didn't tell me.
I'm sorry. Fran, would you later give enough ooh and ah at her, like, on some chat or something?
I like using this right after the black because it's like...
Kind of glows it up.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. I was making observations.
Were you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, good for you.
Well, and part of it is that's why she added in the fluid paint, even when she used the old Mars Black that was thick.
You see what's happening?
And then she said, I want to juice it up. Juice it up a little bit, and then it'll get down in the cracks. That's one of the reasons that the fluid acrylic is also...
Yes. My nose is running.
What you need.
Just sniffing.
Yeah, just
my sleeve.
there you go. Lovely.
There we go.
Lovely.
Okie dokie. Transparent.
We're all friends.
Yeah. All right.
Anyone new just left. This is how we,
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll.
We're going to have some quinacridone magenta.
But that black does seem to grunge it. Like, it creates that situation, I think, that you were trying to recreate the other day.
Yes, absolutely.
So, good call on that, Carrie Griffiths. You get a gold star.
Yes, you do. We have observant people who, when I'm in the thick of it...
Don't remember.
I don't remember diddly squat. Well, I can hardly remember my name sometimes, so why would I remember something this,
I must say that black has some aroma, because every time you juice it back up, it's not bad. It just smells kind of like old paint.
That's all right. That old paint's working.
Yeah, old paint's working. I know. I was like, oh, I didn't really time when I said I was waiting for her to spit it out.
Okay, do you see what's happening here?
That's the good stuff.
Wonderfulnesses that are happening, and you must have a clean plate, clean stencil, because otherwise it does not work. Sports fans.
It doesn't take much, as you can see. Kirsten, she says she worries about using her fluid paints because now she got a little crazy there. She's going a little heavy.
Yeah, but this is really weak.
The purple?
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, look what's happening there.
Oh yeah, it's frothing.
It's that white.
It's because you went all ziggy zaggy.
Gotta remember to get down here and get their dead gum feet.
Yeah.
I'm getting
losing toes.
Good heads, but no feet.
I'll leave that one to chat to deal with. Oh, here Fran says, I love that brilliant shirt, P. She needs to speed up. Fran, I think she's further back.
Well, I just was so impressed when I found this one that had skulls on it. Because I knew I had my skull from...
Yes. Lisa.
I know it's Lisa or GDP.
I know, you were
they're the ones
pondering. I know.
that hooked me up with some stuff. And also it helps if you pull... Oh my gosh. You will have to cut me another... Look at these birds.
And if y'all hear snoring, that's Mazzy.
Look at them.
Oh, she said it 5 times now. She just made sure. Thank you, Fran.
Thank you, Fran. Oh my gosh. This is just looking so good.
She did.
What did she do?
Just see, I finally caught it. It's good.
Just absolutely loving this. All right. We're going to go.
Yep. Darcy, she just said, but then she retracted her message because she's Fran is worried that you're not seeing her messages. Oh, goodness. It just sometimes takes me a minute.
Okay, we want to juice that up a bit. And, oh, I need to close. That's not closed up very good. You know, sometimes they get little annular fistulas, and you have to give them a whacking.
Back on track.
Back on track.
It rhymes.
A whack. Back on track.
Get the little toesies. Fran did some stuff with green the other day. It kind of looked like Violet got a good chuckle out of it, but it kind of looked like some were tooting and some were sneezing.
That's real. Tooting and sneezing.
Yes.
When you're a certain age is not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, she did, Gayla. Mm-hmm. Gayla said, sure, did she just say anal fistula? Surely not.
Well, it isn't something desirable anyway.
No, that is also being confirmed in the chat. That no matter what, you don't want that. No matter where it is. What do we think about that? A shiny one.
Shiny one.
Mm-hmm.
Shiny.
Hello, Niecy.
Shiny birds. Okay, Fran, here we go. This isn't going to make you happy. Cover your eyes, sweetheart. I always...
Oh, that was a little... That was a... Look at Carrie Griffiths giving out some...
What?
Some teasy information. Says, Fran, I hate to tease you, but you're not going to love next month's color combo. Well, I think that I'm just going to be super excited.
But I think it's going to be fine, Fran. I think by the time I get through running it through this black and other color gold
it's already...
green here, I think that we pretty much eliminated any hot pink.
Mm-hmm.
We now have mud brown pink.
Mm-hmm. That's all he's saying. His lips are sealed.
Dab, 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 dab.
Oh, and Denise, watch the chat, and be sure your chat is set to live chat, so that way whenever I put in the link, you'll be able to click over to it. 1 second, and I will get you that link again. But it is called the Rune Blocks. In fact, I will add Denise.
Yeah, baby. The gold keeps on giving, and we still have some lovely stuff going on here. We're going to grab some.
Oh, I wish it was kind of AI like that. That would be super nice.
What is it?
If we could just, teach Nightbot like that, like it would pull links, or I mean, we could set up, but we would need 400 of them and something. I think that's how many we have nowadays.
I always like to follow pink with green because you get just this most marvelous kind of a dusky, swampy, sunsetty, with smoke in the background.
Yes. Well, currently we have 283 stencils in the shop. And then, other various items. Oh, hey, Belinda. Oh, this is nice. And they're glowy. Maggie's over there grumbling.
Okay, now don't get excited. Remember, we will go through them all at the end of the program.
Yes. Well, I think it was about a year and a half ago, right? When we started selling stencils. It was after we started streaming, and that was about 2 years ago. So that's why I say I think it was about a year and a half ago.
Boy.
Yeah.
Do I have another tube of this in your drawer?
Let me look.
If I don't, that would be one that I would.
Yeah, you like that one a
I
lot.
like it a lot. Okay, let's see.
Kind of wondering why some of these you have. Is that the one, or is that a different one?
That's it. Good job.
Yeah.
Prussian Open.
It is the violet, permanent red violet.
Permanent red violet.
Sorry, I was
Transparent.
going through the different languages there.
Did you see that sucker flip me?
Just. Did you see that?
Oh. No. No.
Careful. You're getting a little cry.
A little wild.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Carrie says do another black pole.
It's probably about time. I'm hoping this Prussian is gonna. Oh.
Do the just a little belly pop up.
Got a little belly pop there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, bye, Mary.
Belly pop.
They are very similar, those two. That is the 9x12. Yeah, because she used that on her 9x12 plate. The 9x12 and 8x10 there's not going to be a ton of size difference.
Yeah, well, the one we're using right now is the 12 by 12.
Well, of the rune blocks. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I had the question in the chat. Yeah. And don't you worry, you are not being a pain. I'm glad you're asking.
Yeah, because if you wanted to know,
somebody else does too. Yeah.
Yeah. Try to get that little booger pushed down there so he's not, you know, fugitive and trying to leave the group. He's probably a teenager.
Probably. Doesn't want to hang with the rest of the family. Ooh. Yeah, see that belly flop kind of did you in a little bit, I think.
Well, kind of flopped underneath a little bit, but it's still okay.
Yeah.
It's still okay.
Okay. She's ordering right now.
Pardon?
She's ordering right now.
She's ordering?
Mm-hmm.
The
runes.
boards?
The runes.
Okay, we're going to go with some...
Ooh. Iridescent, right? Gold?
Interference.
Oh, yes.
Gold fine.
I can't keep up with the iridescence and interference.
Oh, I know. It just interferes with my brain working.
No, that's right. God, that looks great.
What's nice about it is it just kind of combines with what's on there.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully... Ah! Rookie move.
Yes, Christina. So she says, do you have a certain paint that you would use to that would get all of the remaining paint left on the plate? Lucas Krill. Like that is a good one to get the pull. The pastos.
But that's the one that I mix stuff with.
Yes, she mixes things with. A lot of times your craft paints are good pull paints.
As long as they're opaque and
they're going to be kind of chalky.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to use
quite a
some
bit.
paint. Check it out. I mean, isn't that lovely?
Leave the, get your paint down and leave the paper on the plate and let everything dry. Then you're most likely to get everything up. And then whatever is left over there, then just use your packing tape to get it up and off.
Yeah, I probably should have just left that alone. Just smushed it up some more. Oh, well, I think we can make it. How much time we got left?
Oh, you've got like 40 minutes.
I don't know. We may not make it. May not make it.
Just may not be enough time.
We may not make it.
Remember, this is the long haul.
Yeah, this is long haul.
This might be a hauling into a different street. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Does that one need to rattle? Does it have the balls in it? Nice, it's just being funny.
Gotta be careful on these because they unscrew real easily. And I'm hoping that, that little
medium haul.
Spooge spot there is not gonna be a bad.
I'm just gonna go past that.
Be a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Make some ghosty chickens here. That ought to be nice and lovely gray, I hope.
I'm very hungry. Just wanted you to know that.
You're what?
Thank you, Eddie.
What's happening?
Oh, nothing.
This is the waddle technique. It only works for chickens.
What's that?
Waddle.
That only works for
chickens.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, you have to have another technique.
Mm-hmm. Hairy violets. Look at that.
Woohoo! All right, well, we haven't used blue.
Yes, yes. Or if you want to do the black, like Carrie was, mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm kind of on a roll here.
Okay. You scare me. Sometimes I just feel like that paint's going to come across the table. I just know at some point.
Well, let's try a little of the carbon black in high flow. I don't think it's been opened. I feel sure it has not been opened.
Oh, yes, and Carrie had said something about that. Okay, hold on. All right, I got some things to read here. So, let's see. Transparent and translucent.
Synonymous.
Ish. There is a difference, but they are basically the same. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's like,
Well, I would say translucent has a little bit less of a see-through quality.
Well, and it's something about light. So translucent has something to do with more light getting through versus transparent being something that just lets a image or anything go through. Does that make sense? I'm trying to explain things and
turn the AC off again.
I did. I'll turn it back on for you.
I'm going to start saying bad words here in a minute.
All right,
Get
don't.
that sucker back on.
It's on. And before it, cranks up, Violet's adding the waddle technique to her PM Artist Studio diary. I would love to see that.
Waddle across.
Oh, and how do you know when to quit the long haul technique? You kind of check the edges, and when
you turn it over.
Yeah, check.
We will. Thank you for saying something. We will do that on this pull. I'm hoping to get a little bit of buildup of the black here.
Yeah, I think so, Colleen. That was kind of mine. Yeah. Oh, and Darcy says, yes, translucent. Think of a transom window. Light comes through, but you can't see clearly through it. There you go. Objects that are transparent look clear, like eyeglasses and water. Light passes through transparent objects, so you can see them.
All right, now let's check.
Okay. Thank you, Joni. Ooh.
This is going to be a tough one to pull, though, because of the white. But at least everything is outlined in dark. So we've got some ghosty grandpa and ghosty grandma.
Can you turn it right side up? That just makes me a little crazy.
Well, this is what we have so far. Yeah. Okay. What now? What? Turquoise. You do not want that stuff puking out on your... Okay, and I kind of like this while ago. Okay, here, let's do this. Let's do a little of this guy.
Those don't have balls in them.
Pardon?
I think you...
Oh, they're filled in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that you're mixing those in, though. I think it makes it interesting.
Kind of a sad sound we're getting here.
Yeah, the fact that you had to really give it a good whack. Not over here, Julie. We get it right.
What?
She says in many YouTube videos she's heard transparent and translucent and opaque used totally wrong. Not throwing any shade, just saying, you know, it's something she'd noticed. I said, but not over here.
Well, it's when you really start figuring that out is when you want to layer your gel plate.
Yeah.
That's when you start learning which ones are opaque and which ones are
Oh,
transparent.
that's pretty good. I love that. Okay, so Designs and Do-Over. Kristen. She says that she would teach her kids. I taught my students transparent is everything is apparent when you look at it. Translucent, you lose something of an image that you look through it. That makes sense. Ooh. And it's got a little shimmer to it. Aw, thanks, Julie.
Oh, quinacridone nickel azo gold. I haven't used him as this.
Yeah, look at that dry little trinket on there. Ooh. You know, I don't always love the green, but I'll allow it. That's looking pretty cool. And there was a guess of 30 in the long haul today.
Really? Has somebody been counting?
Well, no, they were just taking a guess at the beginning that you could possibly get that many.
Well, what determines that really is when you reach the point when you look at your back and you are like, okay, well, I love the colors that are on the outside. I love the colors that have kind of seeped in, because there is some seepage. Especially, and that's one of the reasons that you use some of the high flow or the liquid, the fluid, and the high flow is because those are going to seep under just ever so slightly. But if you, on that initial, when you put your stuff down, if you notice I went ahead and kind of took the brayer and made sure that all of them were sticking down as much as possible so that you get, you know, that. I think this is going to be our last one.
So the birds will call it sometimes.
Sometimes the birds call it.
Or the stencil. Because when it comes up on the print, it's time.
It's time.
Unless you want to. Now remember when she was doing the circles?
It's not.
Yes, it is. It's on there.
It is.
Yes.
God, don't you get tired of being right?
Never.
All right, well, gosh, look at those birds. Don't they look fabulous?
Okay, Colleen says, now that the birds are white and not understanding, continually changing the background color. Not trying to be difficult, it's just trying to understand.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh my gosh, look at the crazing there. Now, you can't get that every time.
No.
That's because we had white down, remember? And that only shows up on Grandpa and Grandma. Oh, it's gonna be so...
That's the dog. She's also having allergies.
And I've already pulled that one. Look at those beautiful colors.
Yeah.
Oh, a little white on that
Oh,
one.
that sounds fabulous, Sherry.
Okay, do I have everybody? Sometimes I actually have to turn them over to... We got some good looking birds here, y'all. Good looking birds. Got all of them off?
Yeah.
Look at that. Aren't they splendid?
Yes. Would you please turn that right side up? It makes me crazy. I know you just flip it, but, you know, can you rotate around so we could see it, you know.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's upside down in the stream. That makes me crazy. I have issues.
I guess.
Thank you.
Look at them birds.
Just, you know, if somebody pops in and they're like, oh, God, it's upside down. I'm out. I would do that because I don't like things to be upside down. It makes my brain hurt. Literally.
Well, I can flip things mentally, so.
I know. You've got abilities.
I do.
You can ignore things. That
But
I
now,
can't.
see, you can see their eyes pretty well. Especially Gramps and Grandma.
Yeah.
And a wonky eye up here. Now, we kind of lost the other one over here because of the overlapping.
Yeah.
Okay, now it must dry thoroughly or you will ruin everything that you have worked
Right.
for.
Oh, so I think, all right, I think what Colleen was talking about, because, yeah, I was trying to figure out. So the birds are white, but then some of them have lost it. But see, they have the outline.
I
I
don't
think she's kind of, because she
The
was worried about
stencil.
the background, though, like on this.
Oh,
Like,
oh.
what were you going to kind of lose or whatever? Is that, am I understanding, Colleen?
Because remember, I did start with white.
You have those
That was
birds
kind of
upside down
confusing.
again.
And I just did that because I've never really done that before. I've always had some kind of color.
Yeah. So it probably will be kind of tricky to figure out, you know, exactly what you want to pull this with.
It will, but the thing about it is I have a nice dark outline
Yeah, so
everywhere.
It sort of saves it.
So that's a saving factor. Because you're right, but you can ombre. I mean, you can just take a strip and do, you know,
I'm so
to bring out the colors. Oh, Grandma, you just looking so. Look at how good she's looking.
look at her.
She's still. Oh, because remember, when I did my white, I added some retarder to it. I know that was a long time ago, but that's what kept that white moist. So that may also be part of the crazing. It's a new stencil. Nothing had been done to it.
Okay, I guess I'm still trying to work out. So, then Colleen says, so there is an answer to the question. And then she says, so she pulled all the black runs off multiple times, but the birds remain white. Well, remember, the first coat was white.
The first coat was white. The reason you see darker colors here is because when I would use those more fluid acrylics as seepage, it kind of works itself under the stencil.
Yeah, the stencils or the masks were there the entire time.
Yeah, I didn't take them off till right now.
That's the long haul. That's creating the outline. I would always call this the outline, but I like that it's the long haul because you really are. You got to be in it.
Yeah.
And then the masks. The masked the white. Correct. Yes.
Yeah, because see, this one,
The outline was there early on. Yeah, but here's the thing. Yes and no. And it alters. So that's why the more layers you put on there, the more interesting that outline gets.
because it gets fatter.
And it pushes the paint into there. And then that's how she gets sort of that rainbow glow, especially like on Mom that's here there in the back. I think that's Mom. Really, would you turn it right side up? Again, just turn it up. Thank you. I know. It's hard being me.
I
just want you to know.
definitely.
But you get the rainbow glow of the head because that paint, each layer kind of does its own thing and gets pushed into different ways.
And remember, we had a bit of flopping about here.
Yeah.
Because they were overlapping. Anytime your stencils, your masks, overlap each other, you have that problem. And I don't know what was happening with the little bird down here, but remember there were a couple of times when he was going blip, 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 when I was brayering?
Yes. Well, and maybe, yeah, hold it up into the technology a little bit more so she can see that. And one of the reasons, like, the black is so great is that it kind of creates an area where all these other colors can grab onto.
It do.
So that's how you get this variation. There would be really not many other ways to create this type of outline with so many different colors.
Yeah, I wouldn't know how to do it. And this was totally, you know, it was something that, did I do the first one in a live stream or did I do it off stream? I can't remember, but it was an accident. It was just because I was being lazy and I was like, oh, I know. It's because I had such a fantastic composition.
And she was so proud of herself.
I am going to use this one again and again. And that's when it happened. And it was like all of a sudden, you know, light bulbs. Well, you can do this and you can make it intentional rather than just like, yeah. And also
that's the ultimate outlines.
The ultimate outlines.
I tell you, Deb C, she's on fire
like
today.
Ultimate, yes. Ultima.
Oh, that's the teenager in the background. I think that's the mom, though. Mom and teenager. See, the mom is irked at the teenager. And see, Dad's just kind of like, no, that's Dad.
Wobbly eyes, and Grandma's going, oh, whatever.
No,
I've got a runny nose.
See, Dad's the tall one. The short one in the back is Mom. And then you got the teenager up front.
This is teenager.
Mm-hmm. Trying to get away.
And this is Dad, Mom, Grandpa, Grandma.
Okay, Eddie says, yes, it's definitely a good question. And I'm glad that you asked, because then we can go through the explanation. Never worry about that. We
never, ever. Never, ever. And even if it's something that I just said, and you need to hear it in a different way, we'll try to do that. Because
I'm going to ask him.
As a teacher, that was important.
Okay, here's the next question.
Yes, ma'am.
Would P consider leaving this to dry until Thursday? I would love to see and hear how she decides what color and paint to use to pull this lovely piece of art. Well, I will do my best.
See me grimacing.
Yeah, she's like, oh.
All right, so here's the deal.
Well, we have 20 minutes. It's...
No, I don't want to chance it.
Yeah.
And the thing is what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back another one that I did earlier that I showed you already. And when you're putting it on the shelf, be careful you're not dragging anything across it. All right, now, this is the same thing. This was done with the same long haul technique.
Less haul, though. Less long.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
the lines get more and more interesting as she builds up the layers. You want some water? I think I saw that fisherman's thing over here too. No, I think
there we go. Just needed to get that little clog down.
Little tickle?
No, it was a clog.
Oh, lovely. I tell you, we've really hit them all today. All the body things.
We aim to please. Okay, now, when I decide on a color, I love that. That's really thinking ahead. When I look at...
Got away from that.
What? My bourbon? You want some?
No.
Want a little snort?
No, I got things to do.
Oh. Well, I think I can probably take a nap after this. Anyhow, so the reason I love the black outlines is because they give you the option of going light or dark. And in this case, I think I'm going to go really, really light with my Lucas Crib.
So why don't you put that down and then you can kind of show your mix again. And that way Christina can kind of show, oh God, see, she can't. Yeah, show show it up into the technology.
Oh, just a minute. I'm not sure I'm using that one.
Okay, she's got a couple different variations.
Yeah, I have a couple.
They're all sort of the same, but not really.
Okay. All right, well, let's look. Okay. All of them have the Lucas Krill Pastos Beige. That's the constant. Now, the next one has Extra Heavy Gel Medium Matte from Amsterdam.
Actually, mine's going to be backwards. That's not going to be helpful to you. Hold that up.
Upside down.
Yeah.
Comes in a tube like this. Mm-hmm. Try to get it on sale. They do have sales, but it's very heavy. It's massive.
It's massive.
Massive. Okay, so that's what's in this one. Over here we have Deco Art Triple Thick Brilliant Brush On Gloss. So this is going to give me a little bit of gloss. I think I want that. And then the last thing here is Liquitex Professional Acrylic Medium Slow Dry Additive. So I've added some of that, but it also had impasto in it. That's why I'm going with this one right here, is because it doesn't have the impasto. And I think I get better pull results.
You have a bird print, paw print thing. I was like trying to figure out what it is, but yeah, it's a bird claw. Little mark. I will do that. Yes, I will list that. Because I don't think that we have this latest set of... I think there's maybe one mix that's in the Peas Guide, but I'll post it to Makers. I'll make her write it down on a list and put a picture.
Now, you can use any of your other, I just like this because I've had really good results with it.
So the pastos is interesting stuff because supposedly it dries from the inside out.
It's chalky. It does not have any sheen to it at all. And that's why I like adding that little bit of gloss. And see where I've got that really... You have to be careful because you've got stuff underneath.
Yeah, it doesn't say it on the tube, but... And I think that has something to do with why it adheres to whatever print or paint that is there, is because it dries from the inside out, leaving the outside wet enough, long enough to attach to the other paint.
Now, see, my edges are not... I won't be able to pull those because they're dry. That's okay. Whatever. And this is where your Carnival tissue paper comes in really handy, because you know that it will do a dry pull.
Yeah.
Your other tissue papers, and I'm still a little concerned about that spot out there. I'm going to turn it over and see if that's going to be an issue. It may or may not. Where's my... I guess I threw that away because I contaminated it with whatever paint it was. Give it a good rub. Now, I do have some wrinkles, but the wrinkles are really sort of interesting, and they will give you some, leave behind.
So, Colleen, you've got some good questions today. You keep those coming. I love it. She says, another question for some of us that don't have all of those different mixtures. Is Lucas Krill one better pulling a print off by itself? Is it more of a sure thing to pull a print?
The reason I don't like to use it by itself, and the reason I add retarder to the
It dries quick.
It dries really fast. You're not going to have time to get it spread out and do a nice brayering job and get it evenly distributed. If you want to just use one, then go with the Lucas Krill Studio.
Yeah, beige.
Because this is just an acrylic paint. It has a nice semi-gloss finish to it. And it works quite, you can see.
Yeah.
Or you can go with any opaque. And I've even pulled. The reason I don't like the cheaper...
they're a little watery.
They're a little watery, and I think that they have less
binder or something.
binder
Yeah.
gripping the underneath layers, you can make it work. And even some, I have pulled with paper artsy stuff, but now that's not cheap.
Now, if you have a craft paint or whatever paints it is slightly more heavy body, that's why sometimes there's craft paint. The craft paints are not all equal.
No.
So you may or may not have some that are a bit thicker. You want to use the thicker one. When it's thicker, it's going to stay wetter a little bit longer. You need that, especially when the paint is dry, because you want it to
paint. Because
yes.
remember, you always have less ability to pick up paint to paint than you do paint to plate. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
You've even noticed that.
Yeah,
when
even
you will.
Joni says anything that is opaque is good for pulling dry prints. Don't use the cheap crafty paint though. Yeah, because I think that's the more watery.
Yeah, it's not gonna have, number one, the coverage that you're probably gonna want, the opacity that you want, but it certainly is not going to be able to be distributed equally and have that nice matte finish.
I think the folk art is a nice kind of in-betweenish one. It sort of depends on the color.
It really kind of does.
Because
And,
not all of those are equal, like in their
I
consistency.
haven't tried any of these as a pull color yet, so I can't address that. But I'm thinking they're probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
They're in between a heavy body and a fluid. They're kind of, that.
Oh, Christina, no, another really great question. Is there one ingredient in the mix like a paint extender? And she says, sorry, newbie here. Yes. So,
yeah, here it is.
Yeah, that was a thing. So, like, if you have a really fast-drying paint, that's going to work well for you. But then, have on hand the paint retarder. The U.S. Art Supply paint retarder. It's fantastic.
Yes, and
It's
why
cheap.
I'm getting these little globby things there is because this is not mixed up good. I was just being lazy. What you should do is mix this up on a glass plate
And then
with
put it
your... And that way you can make it. But I was just being lazy. Just squirted some stuff in there and squirted some more stuff and some more stuff.
Oh, and Rhonda says Folk Art Americana and Liquitex Basics work best for her. She says, and then Colleen,
the Liquitex Basics.
So Colleen says, so wouldn't most heavy body paints be decent for pulling?
Most would.
As long as they're, like, you wouldn't want to use a golden open. Well, I mean, I guess you could. You're just going to wait a long time.
Actually, I have used the open inadvertently, but as you said,
It takes a long time.
it takes a long time. But it's a good pull.
Because
You just have to wait for it to dry.
it adheres to the other paint.
Yeah. And that's why I put a little bit of that in with my mixture here. I used to just use impasto.
Yes, as Diane, yes, it's a retarder. Keeps the paint wet for longer. It's good to have on hand if you want to start mixing up some of your paints, or you're like, oh, whoa, that is drying really quick today. And it could depend on the day, because whatever the humidity is or lack thereof.
Yeah. That's all that's in these open Goldens is a retarder.
Oh, and Anne says she's had really good luck with the Artist Loft from Michaels. So that's their house brand of paint, or the house brand from Joann's. So there you go.
And that's like the house brand from Blick, the house brand from Cheap Joe's. They all have their own particular mix, but I don't know that they're all necessarily the same quality. I can't speak to that, but you just basically find...
Judy P says, I just love my impasto. Yes, she does.
I love my impasto too. Mm-hmm. But I've kind of knocked myself back on it because the impasto will have a tendency to kind of dull out your paint.
It does.
And when you're using that with your, your metallic paints or whatever, you want to make sure that you knock back your ratio a little bit.
Yes.
A little bit less.
Okay, can you please grab your Liquitex, the Liquitex with the purple label thing back over there, and your retarder? Yes, retarder extender typically, now of course from different brands they kind of use different terminology.
Yes.
But basically if you read it and it says it extends the drying time, then yes, that is the same thing.
Okay, this is the Liquitex.
It's pricey.
It's a slow dry gel additive. And it flows slows drying time, increases thickness. So this is really kind of a twofer. And this says use to slow drying time of acrylic paint. It's not called an extender. But this, they add this as the extender. Now you will see, because this stuff is really, ooh, gloppy. Let me get
It's like gel, like hair gel.
It kind of is.
It has that look to it, for sure. Yes, and the impasto is basically
See, look at it. It's almost like slime. And you see how it...
But yes, hold it up a little closer to the technology. There you go. Yes, Deb C, very good. Read all the labels all the time, because they do typically give you the information.
No. Well, you've seen me squirt this stuff out before.
Yeah.
It just looks like it comes out white. Well, let's see if I can squirt a little bit of it up there. See it? Comes out white, dries clear. I like that it's white because you know how much you're getting. That's one of the things about this stuff.
Oh, good. See, she has some slow drying product to extend paint drying time.
It's
perfect.
all the same thing, darling.
Yeah. Now some, again, will add a little more glossy sheen. It kind of
And you just have
alters that a bit. Some are a little more loosey-goosey than others. Some are a bit more gel. They're a little bit more of a thickener and a, slow drying. So each one kind of has their, little things. So you just find one that suits the way that you like it. Or know what it does, because I think that, like, that Liquitex is amazing. The sheen that it leaves on things is quite lovely.
I really...
And it glues things down.
And it glues things down. I've used this as glue. It's just, I wanted to see if it would...
It took a while to dry.
It took a while to dry.
Because it's a slow drying product.
This is what I used on my stars. And I just used it because I was like, well, I want to see what this does. I want to see if this really will work the same way as, the gel medium. And it does.
So another really great question. Does the paint color matter? Pigment. Why are you using the beige tone?
Well, the reason I'm using it is because I want to see my design here.
I think that particular mix and the Lucas Curl beige is a really good constant to have, because you know that, regardless of the print, if there's enough contrast there, the beige is going to go with it.
And the thing about this is if you wanted to add color to this, you certainly could.
Your fluid acrylics.
You could use your fluid acrylics, but I would mix it. And this is what the thing is. It's hard to mix on the plate when you already have your design down. So you'd want to mix it on another surface, another gel plate, whatever, before you put it on here, because you could interrupt and mess up your design.
And that is exactly right, Colleen. She says, as membership is building, we have more and more new people, so everyone keeps asking questions. Yeah, please, keep those questions coming. We kind of forget sometimes that we all know it, and we kind of assume that you might know it, but no question is off. Well, there might be some might be a little inappropriate, but if you keep it to the art, we're good for sure. Not to say that you won't be answered in the chat if it isn't appropriate, because
I'm drinking the rest of that so I don't
don't
kill
waste
any
it.
bugs in the future.
Save the bugs. Drink the bourbon.
Poor little burgers.
Oh, God. Okay. Oh, awesome. And Wendy says, I really enjoy it when you guys take the time to answer your questions. Even if the questions have been asked before. We love it.
It doesn't.
And you know what? The answer may have changed because we've learned something. And we kind of maybe forgot it. Or took it for granted that we kind of moved on from something. Because let me tell you, we didn't always know everything about what we know as far as the mediums. It took us a while.
Oh gosh, no.
We just kind of mix things together and hope for the best. And sometimes it would just be a sticky hot mess that was never going to dry.
I have had that. I mean, that tar gel.
Yeah.
Avoid that. It has a wonderful, shiny, whatever, but it takes weeks. I'm not kidding you. Yeah. Weeks to dry. And I've used it in some of my paint mixtures, and I'm just like, why is this not dry? And then I'm like, oh,
that had tar gel in it.
Tar gel.
Yay, tar gel.
Remove tar gel from any of the recipes in the book. And just
we should put that note. Why don't we go through? We should go through and fix that and just say we have learned things about tar gel.
It's a wonderful shiny.
Oh, it's so glossy and lovely.
It's so glossy and lovely, and its consistency is like honey.
But I will tell you, those prints, like if you can mix it in just the little bit, because that one, I can still remember it because I was just like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. Because it was with Ripley Railroads, and it just came off all glossy and beautiful, and it stayed that way.
And it stayed.
It stayed that way.
Okay, do we have time to go through prints?
Yeah, you got 4 minutes. I'm like, that's perfect.
All right, here we go.
Yes, we will, and I think I'll go through, and maybe we should add a page for the different variations of the Lucas Grill
Okay, well, this was the last one, and remember, it wasn't because we wanted it to be the last one. It's because
Mom was sick of it.
She said, I've had it.
It's gotta go.
Gotta go. I got things to do and people to say.
Yeah.
Remember, this was the turquoise with some of the, dragonfly. This is still picking up some of the metallic that we added earlier. I love this. I think this is a wonderful.
Yeah, I like that one. That one's moody.
And here we are, for those in the pastel. We still have definition. And that's what's, cool. It's not ever always the same.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
And what's nice about these is they're in the order. A backwards order.
Yeah, that's okay. I like it.
Kind of having to peel because remember I used a little
Yes.
open with, I don't know, one of these, but they're kind of stuck in together. Look at that.
Usually, Barbara, that has to do with the pigment, I believe. If it's extra fine. P.
What?
When a paint says extra fine, like the iridescent copper, and it says
no idea.
fine.
Hey, you should, Golden has a book here. Let me grab that book and
I'll look it up.
you can look it up while
I'll seem
showing.
way more informed in a moment. You can keep going with those prints. I don't know if it's in this book. You might have to go to the website.
I just love this. Crackling with the, remember that was this one.
Yes.
That's why, Mariah says, "Oh, you're using a lot of paint there." You got to, because it's very thin.
Thank you, Wendy.
Magenta. And this was some transparent yellow iron oxide, I believe.
Yes, and those of you that have
Started off with a little black and blue.
that have hung out with us, do come back. If you're like, ooh, I did want to ask a question, come back. Leave that in the comments. We will answer them there too. Or those of you that are watching replay, definitely leave a question in the comments, and we will make sure it gets answered. I'll get back to you on the. I'll get better note up on the extra fine. For sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 27 still are.
It's the
That's
the reigning champion of
the champion
polls
of the
long haul. All right, guys, it was a super duper fun day and very informative. Love the questions.
lots of good stuff.
Very good stuff. We will be back here on Thursday. We have, I think we might put together the light thing, right? Perhaps.
The what?
The light. And maybe even the book.
Yes, I definitely want because now that we have all of the pieces and parts that were necessary to put the book together, I would like to go ahead and
Okay.
make holes and
Okay.
lace it.
Perfect. All right, guys. We'll see you back here on Thursday. Bye.
Bye.